All right, we're good. Hey, guys, thank you for checking in again, and we're on to my favorite. We're on to some carpet. And check out this wonky donkey little hallway here. We've got, I cut the piece 6 feet wide, 9 feet long, and I've got 4 doorways and a stairway. So what do you do? Well, we always know the answer is 10. We always know the answer is 10. So what I'm gonna choose to do is I went ahead and put together one of my seams. And then I also went ahead and I stain nailed because I want something to stretch off of. There's really nothing back there because I am going to take a stretch into this room anyways. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to stretch up to this seam. If I had 2 power stretchers, I could actually stretch to it, put the seam together. But I'm going to stretch up to this seam, and I'm actually going to stain nail, cut the seam, put the seam together, pull away from it. So I'll show you how we do that here. So I've got tack strip all along here. This is where my stairway is. So I've got my stretcher just in a slight angle, and I'm actually going to pull, stretch this way. And of course I don't have my knee kicker handy. I want to kick this back a little bit. There we go. Got that where I want. I'll make myself a little relief cut. Pin my carpet onto that tack strip. Now, this is why I always say carpet installers are lean, mean, fight machines. There's just a lot of moving around when you're laying carpet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch past all this and stain nail. But you know what? You just don't need slobs and gobs of carpet here. So I like to, when I'm going to stain nail, my seam's going to go underneath, directly underneath the door in this case. So I'm going to want my stain nails back here so I can still pull this carpet back after the fact and cut a good seam. I'm going to move the stretcher over. I've got plenty of carpet to get into that room. Take a stretch. Throw some nails in. On my stretcher. I'm actually just going to leave my stretcher there. I'm going to just pull it at an angle this way. Pull it at an angle that way, pull it at an angle that way. Same thing, we're just going to come right here. We're going to leave these here, guys. We'll leave the stain nails in until after we stretch that room. That way we're only pulling. When we go to stretch that way, we're only pulling from right here. We're not trying to pull this all the way through there. Same goes for that room over there. We'll leave those stain nails until we're finished. One more. And now I've got the length of my hallway stretcher, so I've got to pull all the way through here. So now what I can do is I can connect this, and I can connect this, and I can start stretching away from everything. So we'll check in with you here real shortly. I'll talk about phase 2 of the hallway. All right, so we got our carpet ready to cut the seam on it now. And so what I did is I went ahead already and I marked some little slits underneath my door. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, I always like to put my seam underneath the door when possible. You're going to pull this piece of carpet back here now. And there is slit 1 and slit 2. Now when you cut this piece of carpet, this is why it's important to have those stain nails kind of back in this area, back right in here, because I want to be able to pull this carpet back and flat. Now I don't want to come in with my straight edge on this side of the piece of carpet facing me, and the reason is that there's going to be looseness in here, and when I go to cut that, it's actually not going to be a cut, because wherever there's looseness and tightness, it's going to get a little snaky. So I want to flip my straight edge over on that slit, on that slit. And when I go to put my pressure like this on that straight edge, I've got this whole thing as flat as I can possibly make it. Now when you run that knife, when I run that knife through that carpet, it's not stick the knife through and start carving. I just barely want to cut into that. I want to just cut that backing. Keep that knife parallel to your straight edge. Chris will show you here. As when I go to pull this back, notice those yarns, none of them are sheared. I hope none of them are sheared. I can't see if any are. We'll get the sealer on, get our seam done, and then we'll finish up this hallway. So hey, here we are, real world, right? Well, when I cut that seam, believe it or not, guys, there's a little U in it, and it's probably got something to do with the way the carpet is stretched up to it. It's probably got something to do with the way that I cut my seam, but it's no big deal. So I'm a little tight on these, and I'm just perfect right here. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my seam together first, because I'm using the Cool Glide. I'm gonna put my seam together first, right in the middle, and it's a lot easier to push your seam apart than it is to start pulling stuff back together. So wanted to share that with you. I don't do everything perfect. I'm gonna be honest with you, very rarely do I ever do anything perfect. I just have done things wrong so many times that I can fix them pretty quick. So here we go.
Lightly applying pressure to my knee kicker. That way the piece of carpet in the bedroom is pushed away and not overlapped at the seam.
Alright, so guys, I got my seam done. The reason I pushed into that room is because I've already stretched back here. I don't want to be trying to cause a little wrinkle between my nails and that seam. I want all my carpet, extra carpet, I want it pushed into that room so I can stretch it out. So you can see, look at that little wrinkle I caused there. No big deal, because we're going to pull out of this doorway, we'll pull it straight. So just wanted to share that with you quick. Final stretch. Get it? Hey, we are, now we got to take our stretch across everything here. So I have chose to stretch away from this seam. I stay nailed right there. Excuse me. And I'm stretching up to a turn and tack. And in my area, this is a popular way to finish carpet up to vinyl plank. This is a click vinyl plank. Yes, I know it's a click vinyl plank, but we just don't like transitions around here. Excuse me. And so I've got a little bit done right here. Chris can show you. What I'm going to do is take my stretch up. And what I've got about an inch and a quarter of carpet I need to roll under. And that phone call was just my wife, no big deal. We got carpet to install. What you're going to do is you're going to roll your carpet under. And you could use a Z-bar, you can transition. There's a lot of ways. Remember, the answer is 10, guys. It just doesn't really matter how we get there. You can use your own equations and still have the correct answer. And now where that carpet is rolled, there's going to be a crease. And that's where, right where that crease where it goes under, that is where you're going to want to shoot your staples. You're going to want to shoot them in between your carpet, or in between your fibers. And you're going to run out of staples. And I think a lot of transitioning of carpet to anything. It just depends on regions. Like I said, around here, this is a very popular way to finish carpet. Everybody sees it, they just kind of want it, and that's what we do. Now, thank you again for watching another one of my videos. Hope this helped, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more in the future. But right there, that is how I would do a hallway like that. And like power stretch everything, guys. So I know I preach this a lot, I say it a lot. The answer's 10. The equation just might be different for everybody. So this is how I do it. There's probably somebody watching this that would do it a little bit different. Is either one right? More right than the other? I doubt it. But just know that you can do it, all right? Just know that you can do it.